One of the first things we feel is really to get the community excited and to keep them excited, because hype can be really good.
Hello ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games back again with another Ark Survival Evolved news show. Guys, if you haven't already heard through your server provider or your actual people that you are going to be playing on their servers, there is another delay for Xbox rentable servers. I'm going to give you a lowdown. The Trado released a statement today and it looks like it's something to do with a wildcard and the builds they submitted to Microsoft. Now, if anyone's expecting some sort of rant video, you may be disappointed. At this point, is it any surprise? When you do a rant, it's because you're so incensed, you're so outraged because it's not the usual or because something keeps happening. And while things like this do keep happening, I'm so used to it now, I just don't really care. Like, to the point where I just can't be asked getting ragey. I do care that so many people want to play on the servers. I've got servers running as well, and it is a shame that, again, I've got to wait longer to provide my ratbags a place that they can come and play Ark Survival Evolved. But in terms of getting upset and pissed off about it, it's just gone. It's just no point. There's no point in wasting my energy. And I'm feeling pretty chilled out. I'm having actually a bit of a week off spending time with my kids. So I'm going to go through the details and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But I got this email a little while ago from the Trado. Thank you for pre-ordering your very own Survival Evolved server. As you might know, an update to the Xbox One version of Ark is needed to play on our private servers. Because of that, we will start installing servers as soon as this update is available. Before that point in time, our servers will not be usable by anyone. Unfortunately, Studio Wildcard has informed us that this update will probably not be released this month, as initially planned, but is instead expected for early November. Apparently there have been unforeseen complications during the certification process of the update, which will likely result in a delay. We know you've been eager to start your journey on our servers for as soon as possible, and you've been expecting an early release. This is why we decided to add 10% of free runtime to all servers that have been ordered before this announcement. That means depending on the configuration you have ordered, you will receive an extra 3 or 9 days for free. Needless to say, the runtime will only start ticking down as soon as the update has been rolled out and the server has actually been installed. Even though we would have wanted our first Xbox One related mail to contain some better news, we would still like to thank you for putting your trust in us by pre-ordering. We will use the time gained to bring us even more features to Xbox One server hosting, include our server boosting, a feature that will make it super easy for server communities to split up server costs among multiple people. See you on the Ark, the Trado team. Now, you should have got this email. If you're not, you might want to check your junk mail, because as you can see, even though I've got a sponsorship partnership with Trado, most of their stuff comes to my junk. Weird. So if we go to the community forums, Jack put out this post a little while ago. The team are all in transit. They're all heading back to their places, whoever went to TwitchCon, which isn't a lot of them, to be fair. It's mostly PR people and a couple of the modded developers. So they're all on their way back to their offices, their studios, their homelands, whatever. So Jack just recaps what went on. If you missed it, you can go and check this out. I'll leave the link down below. But obviously, Aberration has been delayed. They're bringing S Plus to console. It's going to be integrated. I told you guys about this months ago. But don't get hyped. As you can see here, we're still working with the creator. They're still in the conceptualizing phase, deciding which features we'll be bringing over. So if anyone's looking for Primitive Structure Plus to come soon, honestly, I said it in a video yesterday, but I really want to make it clear. Do not expect this any time before December. I'd be very surprised if it came out before then. So blah 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 blah, and then right on the bottom they've obviously just tagged it on with the latest news, which is at least they managed to get something out. Xbox rentable servers may not be launching later this month as originally planned. The update, which allows players to connect to these servers, is currently being held in Microsoft's certification. They have noticed an issue which has so far only occurred at their offices, and due to regulations, remote debugging is not possible. In order to address this, we are flying out our engineers today to work with them on the issues directly. Unfortunately, this is going to hold up the final build for a little while as we work out the problem with them, and it will then have to re-enter a certification process. We expect that the update will be available in early November, and we'll do our best to speed up the process as much as we are able to. So that was upsetting. I did literally come home to about 1 million notifications on Twitter and Discord telling me all about it. You guys are really pissed, you server hosts out there, and I totally understand. I don't blame you. You've been hyping stuff up to the people that want to play on your servers. You're sick of the cancer that is official, and yep, I called it cancer. The amount of messages and comments I see and I get about official servers being out of just horrible places to play. the new maps are all overcrowded. There's not enough servers for any of the new maps or new modes like Ragnarok. The lag is unreal. The breeding events they've done periodically, not that often, but when they have done them, have made that even worse. And to top it all off today, well, this is something I've known about for a while, but I'll keep getting more and more notifications about it, is that according to a guy here, lots of the Ragnarok maps have hit their server dino cap. So yeah, I asked him for a bit more information, just to confirm it was what I thought, and yeah, the cap is 5,500 dinos. Each tribe is allowed 500 each, and you'd think that's quite a lot, but with the way that mega tribes are taking over servers, it happens really quickly and easily. So they need to do something. They need to reduce or find out a way to manage the caps on dinos and things like that much better. There's a whole load of problems with official servers basically, which I will be going into in a bit more detail in another video. So absolutely everyone I know who like generally comments on my videos or really has stayed with Ark a long time is looking forward to playing on a rentable server. The PS4 people generally love it, whether it's on my servers, whether it's on friend servers. You know, it's such a better experience changing the settings for yourself. It really does offer a lot better as long as you've got a community, as long as you've got people playing on them servers. And so people that have been hyping these up, people that have bought these servers, have been hyping up their community. They've been, you know, getting them on board and getting them excited. And so it's just another way. By now, by the time it does come out, it's going to be, what, 3.5, nearly 4 months later than PS4 rentable servers. And that is ridiculous. That is an absolute joke compared to the support and the partnership they've had with Xbox. For all this time, it's taken this long to finalise these details. That is where just the bad management comes into it, the bad planning. And while they're focused on aberration, plenty of people will be accusing them of focusing on money rather than sorting out what the community actually wants. And even if the community doesn't want to play on their shitty official servers, that's what they should be focusing on, is making sure that their community can play however they want to play. Because ultimately it still means people are going to be playing their game. It still means people are going to be buying into it. If you've got a community happy that you've provided all of the community, not just PC, not just PS4, with the same services across the board, if you can offer things like S+, if they'd brought that out before Aberration, I reckon the hype for Aberration would have been 10 times increased. People would have been really excited for it. And it's not just a knee-jerk reaction. I'm not just shitting on them. If you go and check any tweet by any sort of dev on Twitter and stuff like that, you will find the majority of tweets negative. They'll be asking constantly about problems and issues that are happening with the actual the game, because they're just sick of it. And you go 6 months ago and you wouldn't have found that. I promise you, on Twitter you would have found a list of people that would have been supporting them, been arguing with them. But it's just dying. It's just there's not that many people supporting it as much on just Twitter anyway. On the forums as well, the forums are always going to be filled with people that are a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more angry, and so they're the kind of people that generally talk more. But Twitter's not the same. Twitter's more of a throwaway comment. You do get people like that, but Twitter generally can be filled with shit and it can be filled with support. And I'm just seeing nothing but negativity around Ark at the moment. So Ark have got to do some stuff. They really have. I messaged Jat and he did get back to me. I did ask him about a certification process. One ray of light is it's not going to be this long certification process. Jeremy did tweet a little while ago and said that the last update was going to be the last certification process that was going to be long. If you don't understand that, they're basically, because of the game launching, they had to submit their updates and it will take much longer. It could take even up to a month, usually around 2 weeks, maybe a bit longer, but the initial update was a month, and for about a month or 6 weeks after that, then they're meant to, you know, anything they try and release in that time can take longer. So thank God Jat has said that as soon as they get it fixed, as soon as they get to the core of the problem, they can resubmit the update. They still have to resubmit it through certification, but it will not take as long as, you know, any of the last updates for Xbox. It should be a relatively quick process as long as there's no more problems. As you can see, I've got a few servers raring to go. I've got my PvE server and I've got another private server as well for myself. And I plan to add more once we get some more information about Aberration, and also I'm going to try and work on another PvP server. But it just does, it makes people really not want to bother and support them. You know, this is one of the things that people have been crying out for so long on console, and Wildcard done a really good job of hyping it up and a really good job of announcing it and saying we're going to do this for you guys. That is definitely listening to their community. But you can't give your community half of something and not give them the full content, you know. It's going to just create more anger and more problems. So yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings on it. I'm not here to rant. I probably have ranted a little bit, but just not hopefully in an angry way. But Wildcard do need to do more. This aberration is just crap. Like chucking new stuff at us to hide all the problems isn't working anymore. They need to really go and look at official servers. They really need to take on board the feedback that continually happens on the forums about official servers. They need to go and get the TLC pass and the S Plus into the game as quickly as possible. Forget waiting until after aberration. If you don't know as well, they're meant to be looking at all the old dinosaurs, giving them new abilities or changing their abilities a little bit, and that's not meant to be happening until after aberration. So again, it really does make it feel like they just care about money and not about long-term promises. If you don't know, the TLC pass was meant to have been promised before the release of the full game. That's what they said 6 months ago, 9 months ago. Go and check the Twitter history, go and check it from Jeremy. He said he would get a TLC pass to take a look at all the dinosaurs, and then it quickly changed near a release to, oh no, we're going to do it after release, and now it's, oh no, we're going to do it after DLC. When's it going to fucking come? Like when Ark Survival Evolved 2 comes out, which is made by Snail Games because everyone at Wildcard has left? Who knows? That's me just being a bit of a knob. But yeah, as soon as we get more information about the servers, guys, I will of course let you know. I'm sorry it's just a crap one for everyone. There's no real good news either. And I'll be back. I won't be as frequent for the next few days, but hopefully after Wednesday I will be more involved with what's going on. Until then, make sure you've got notifications turned on. Go and join my Discord. News of this broke out of my Discord much earlier. We've even got one of the reps from the Trado in there as well, one of the guys that actually runs it. So please come join our Discord, and you can get as much info as possible if you just ask nicely in there. Until then, ratbags, I'll see you later on.